way.
For the record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Doctor's Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. JN Money, from abroad to Yad. And Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with ORRETT Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With ORRETT Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful. This is For the Record. And now, your host, ORRETT.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees so fair. Today is Monday, the 6th day of October 2025, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We do hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable weekend. Those of you who are on our roads, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road. Remember, the life you save may just be your own. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, or if you've celebrated one over the past few days, we want to wish you a happy birthday or a happy belated birthday, whichever is applicable. And to remind you that the For the Record birthday shout-outs are brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shout-outs. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands. You should accept no substitutes. Share a Coke with someone special. Those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we wish you a speedy recovery as well. And as usual, big shout out to our colleague here at Radio Cayman, Mr. Joel Wilson. Big shout out to him as well. Also, a big shout out to Mr. George Shillette, who had successful knee surgery last week, and he wants to thank all of those persons who prayed for him during that period of time as well. So big shout out to a huge Radio Cayman fan, Mr. George Shillette as well, and we certainly wish him a speedy recovery. So, folks, want to thank you again for allowing Radio Cayman and, by extension, For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I'm your host, ORRETT Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, phone lines are open. We have a toll-free number provided courtesy of Flo. That toll-free number is 1-800-534-8255. We also have 949-8037, 949-6990, WhatsApp number 925-3261. And we here at Radio Cayman, we do our best to ensure that we cater to your demands, to your needs, to your desires when it comes to radio broadcasting. And sometimes, like any human being or any organization, we will come up a little bit short, and we ask you to be patient with us when that happens as well. But we also want you to contribute by telling us the things that you want us to talk about. Many of you do call in and talk about the things that are of interest to you. Some of you are more listeners than talkers. But even if you're a listener, we have that WhatsApp number, 925-3261, where you can send in our comments, because at the end of the day, we are here to cater to you. We are here to please you as well. So very quickly, before I introduce our guest this morning, we want to look at the birthday shout-outs. And we have been asked to send birthday greetings to great-granddaughter Brooklyn Parchment, who celebrated her 7th birthday today. Greetings coming from Grandma Ruth James, Grandma Vernicia Parchment, also from auntie, uncles, cousins, and dad. Enjoy your special day, and may God continue to bless you. Lots of love to Brooklyn Parchment. And we also had birthday greetings going out to Kalani and Kaleo, Jefferson as well. I believe that they may have celebrated their birthday sometime last week. Looking at other birthday shout-outs, we see Seamus Spencer Payne celebrating Shami Spencer Payne celebrating a birthday today as well. If you know someone who's celebrating a birthday or any other momentous occasion, we invite you to send those details to us right here on For the Record, 925-3261. With that, I'm going to say good morning. No stranger to Radio Cayman, or no stranger to the people of the Cayman Islands as well. Former director of Radio Cayman, none other than Mr. Loxley Banks. Mr. Banks, good morning, sir. Welcome.
Morning, Ozzy. Glad to be here.
And tell our listening and viewing audience why you're in the studio live with me this morning.
Well, coming up on Saturday evening will be the Cayman Islands Veterans Association annual gala.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's a sort of big occasion for veterans here in the Cayman Islands. And this year, the theme of the whole of the gala, more or less, will be, and I say it will just have to be a Chalamello presentation of the Cayman Islands military experience history.
Mm-hmm. And for those who don't know what a chalamello is,
yeah, well,
if you don't know now, I still see a few trees. At one time, there was a huge chalamello tree when the Owen Roberts International, the current terminal, was built in an area there. There was a huge chalamello tree, but they were sour.
Oh, yeah. Well, but this will be, quite to the point and move along.
Yes.
And we've got a lot of veterans here, relatively speaking, in Cayman Islands, who from time to time need assistance.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the funds that, of course, are contributed to the Poppy Appeal and what we do get from the gala go into supporting the needs of these veterans, such as, helping them with their utility bills and any other thing that would qualify for their help. And just to give you a sort of bird's eye view of what the presentation will encompass, it will cover the period 1830 to 1900. That's the first period.
Okay.
And I guess the first semblance of, organized parliamentary government in the Cayman Islands began in 1931, 32, in that era. And of course, going up through the 1900s, there was lots of scrummages, military scrummages to fight for freedom and democracy that took place. And even back in that era, up through from 1830 up through 1900, there are reports that there were Caymanians involved in some of those, and they were not here on soil in Cayman. But for instance, the U.S. Civil War, 1861-65, there are reports, and we would have to say fairly credible reports, that there were Caymanians involved in that conflict. And then also the Spanish-American War, you know. Teddy Roosevelt, speak easy but carry a big stick. Yeah. And then the next period would, of course, be between 1900 and 1920. And we know, I think we have most people listening, again, I guess that's subjective because I'm not sure how much people, pay attention to this history. But between 1900 and 1920, there was what was called the war to end all wars, not the World War One. Right? And there were Caymanians involved in that, fighting over in North Africa in some of those battles. And it's interesting to find out that they were brothers, Kyvie and Huel Yates.
Okay.
And they were quite active on the battlefield. And they they did win battlefield commendations.
Okay.
But apparently they didn't know about it, or they didn't want anybody else to know, because they said nothing to anybody when the war was over and they came back. It wasn't until about 6 years later, a British warship pulled into Hogstye Bay to deliver the medals. And of course, a big celebration happened down in around Hogstye Bay for the brothers. One of them, Kyvie, I think actually became the head of the police contingent, whatever it was at that time. But he didn't appeal to him too much, so he went off to California, and I think that's where he, went off into the other land. But Huel stayed in Cayman, and he went back out to sea, turtling and there. And I'm not sure whether we should somehow be able to confirm it if we dig deep enough. We think that he might have even served a short spell in the Southwell years, because he operated a little seaside bar in the North Sound, right up, if those of you familiar with the Calypso Grill or Morgan's Harbor, right on what would be the side of the Calypso Grill property.
Yeah.
And during those days, and that was in the, I guess the late 50s, 60s, that was a famous watering place for especially the folks and the guys in West Bay, and a lot of seafarers coming home in and out, and even all over the island. And it used to get pretty rowdy sometime. And Huel Yates, if you know anything about the Yates, they're big people. And one of his hands was as big as as two of mine. But if they got too rowdy, he just came out from behind his little bar and grabbed them under the shoulders and chucked them in the water, cool them off.
Yeah.
So,
what is it about veterans who go to war, the reluctance to talk about it after many persons who have gone through a war have actually had physical battles? That reluctance to talk about it, is it the horrors of what actually has taken place?
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with what they experience, and it's a very intense period if you're out there, because you don't, you've got to know what's around you. You got to know what's coming ahead, and sometimes you don't get any sleep, and you're sleeping on a hard rock or something, and so it's very, very, very taxing. And I think they usually don't want to relive any of that experience. I can just relate a short thing here with my father, who was out on the Pacific War Theater during World War II, he was quartermaster on what they call a ocean-going tug, and they were hauling oil barges all up and down that island chain, supplying the troops, And he didn't talk much about it, but he said, and these was basically his words. He said to me, son, I would see these oil barges all aflame all around me. Luckily, he never got they never really bombed the barges that they were hauling. And there were two other Caymanians with him on that tug, Baxter Rewers from West Bay and Wady Connolly from North Side. Yeah, and and neither one of them. I spoke with Baxter quite a number of times, and he, I was there. I don't want to talk about it. It's a taxing thing, and of course, and Baxter Rewers, and I think Mr. Wady both, they came back after their experience out in the Pacific and went back to sea, as did my father.
Okay, we're going to take that commercial break, folks. The voice that you're hearing, for those of you who are not familiar with it, not many people fall into that category. None other than Mr. Loxley Banks. We're talking about the Veterans Gala taking place this coming Saturday. Is it, Mr. Loxley?
Yes, 11th.
Coming Saturday, 11th as well. You will hear more information about it as soon as we return from this short commercial break. Please stay tuned.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Captain Joseph James Anglin, 1899-1982.
Captain Joseph James Anglin was a sea captain who sailed to the Mosquito Keys, Nicaragua, Cuba, and Tampa, Florida. Married to Alvis Christina Chrissy Ebanks and the father of 12 children, he was a God-fearing Christian and a preacher in church. Known as a good neighbor, he helped to build a strong community.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
She hear clunk and our car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN Money Transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card, pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
When a hurricane hits, unexpected costs can add up fast. Homeowners are usually out of pocket for these costs to get supplies or make minor repairs. But with Cineco's parametric coverage, you get automatic payouts within 2 to 3 weeks after a Category 3 or stronger storm, whether or not you have damage. Available only through Cineco Homeowners Insurance. Call 949-8101 or visit Cineco.ky for a quote. That's Cineco.ky to get a quote today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
It's me again, that old gal Gala wantin' with Cayman Airways. Looky ya, I go in Tampa again, cause Tampa tickets are on sale and they're flying faster than fritters at a fish fry. I know one thing, I racking up all the Sir Turtle rewards miles I can get for even more trips with my award-winning national airline, Siona Erectly.
Book by October 8th for travel through December 15th from just $293 CI round trip, including taxes and fees. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to catch your Tampa seats on sale now.
This summer, happiness is better when you share it. Coca-Cola invites you to share a Coke with someone special. Grab an ice-cold Coke and find a name. Maybe theirs, maybe yours, maybe a surprise. Because nothing says you matter like sharing a smile and a Coke. So who will you share a Coke with today? Find your name, find your friends, and share a Coke. Available now. Stores island-wide.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Before I pass the mic over to my guests, I've been asked to give a birthday shout out to Mrs. Caitlin Thompson Mobley and Mr. Rohan Webster, both at work, WORC, that is. So, Miss Caitlin Thompson Mobley and Mr. Rohan Webster, happy birthday to both of you. May you enjoy your special day. And of course, those birthday greetings are coming from all of your co-workers at WORC at work. With that, over to you, Mr. Branks. We have about 7 minutes before we go to our 8 o'clock news. Of course, we're going to keep you here, and then after the 8 o'clock news, we will continue to discuss this. But for those who are still in their vehicles and may get out of their vehicles before then, let's tell them what's happening this Saturday.
Well, this Saturday, of course, October 11th, is the annual Cayman Islands Veterans Association Gala, which with all the funds that come in to that gala go towards supporting the needs of the Cayman Islands veterans. And like I mentioned before, there are many veterans who need assistance in this environment that we're in here, and we try to, compliment them or with maybe help with their utility bills and this kind of thing. Of course, at the gala also, the poppy appeal will get underway, because that's when Her Excellency, the Governor, will be pinned with the first poppy, and then it's off, And I think, OC, you may have been years ago participated in the poppy appeal.
Oh yes. We would sell poppies, go around and sell poppies.
Yes,
Cubs and Scouts. Yeah.
Yeah, 80 years ago. 80 years ago, I rode all over West Bay selling poppies. I think it was 3 pence a poppy or something like that.
And you had the flat ones that were the normal price, and then you had the ones that were, just like a flower, real elaborate. They were a little bit more expensive.
Nowadays we have about, I guess you could say, 3 or 4 models or versions of them. We have what would be considered the standard poppy. And then we have the stick-on one, which is beautiful. And we have sort of artificial, more or less poppies you call. And also, start from today on, in the government administration building right next door in the foyer, there will be a display of a ceramic display of poppies.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
it's, if you've never seen it before, it'd be worth your while just to go in and look at it and maybe pick up some of the information that would be accompanied.
And later on, when we come back from the news, we can talk about the significance of the poppy and the meaning of it.
I just want to just drop back here. We mentioned the Spanish-American War, and I don't think many people don't really know, or I'd say know, that that war, the Spanish-American War between the U.S. and Spain, in that period dictated the future of Cuba, Puerto Rico, and actually the Philippines. You know.
Yes.
So it's and to know that we think that there were Caymanians involved in that war. Now, I think we looked at the period 1900 through we're looking at the period 1900 through 1920, which we mentioned World War I, and the Yates brothers. But also in that time, there was a period that well, actually, 1990 to 1920, we covered that part. But we go in 1920 to 1945. And that was a real volatile period. We had the Great Depression, and I don't know.
1929, 28, 29, around there?
Yeah. Well, but there were things rationed in Cayman, that was shorted, and you just couldn't get. But through all the period and I guess the 1920 to 1945, when the Cayman Islands population was, I would say, somewhere between 2,500 and 4,000. It was in that range. There were probably 600 to 900 Caymanians involved directly in the defense of freedom and democracy. In that period, we had the Home Guard, which was the local sort of military unit, and there was about 150 to 200 Caymanian men in that. Actually, our former deputy director here at Radio Cayman, Dorian Miller, was a member of the Home Guard. So was Sir Russell Johnson. He was a member. And, there was several others. And, talking about veterans, we say there are quite a number of young veterans out here in our community who really we don't get a lot of participation from, but we, it's, I guess our lives in this community environment has become so busy that many of them got young families, and they can't devote the time, because everything that goes on within the Veterans Association here in Cayman is voluntary. And there's and some of the veterans are getting old. And we got two veterans out there that we don't see much of anymore. Bobby Thompson, and he may be listening this morning, of course. Sir, or the Honorable Mr. Anthony Eden. He's a U.S. Army veteran.
Yes.
And so whenever you see a veteran, if you know who they are, say a little prayer for them, because without their dedication, their sacrifice, blood, sweat, and tears all along the way, there would not be the foundation here that what we see here in Cayman is built on.
Certainly. With that, we're going to go to our 8 o'clock news. When we return, after the 8 o'clock news, our conversation with Mr. Loxley Banks will continue, so don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Thank you, Mr. Connor, and studio time by Foster's is 8 o'clock.
When you're on the go, the experienced team at Foster's Pharmacy are here to help. Drop off your prescription while you shop or WhatsApp us and we'll prepare it, ready for your arrival.
Whether you need prescription or over-the-counter medications, blood glucose testing, or advice on vitamins and supplements, we're here early in the morning to late at night. Both of our locations at our Camana Bay and airport stores are open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., Monday to Saturday.
For more info, visit fosters.ky/pharmacy. Foster's Pharmacy. Better health because we care.
Since 1976.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. It's not exactly a major surprise. Inflation spiked nearly 2% in the second quarter of this year. According to the Q2 Consumer Price Index, inflation between April and June was 1.9%. The Economics and Statistics Office says the biggest increase year over year was seen in restaurants, where prices skyrocketed by more than 10%. There was also an 8% bump in communication costs, a more than 7% rise in education costs, and nearly 5% in clothing and footwear. Food and non-alcoholic beverage costs spiked 3%. On the flip side, housing and utilities fell by 1.6%. If you look at the difference between the first and second quarter of 2025, the Consumer Price Index rose by 1.1% overall. You can find the full report online at eso.ky. Cayman joins the world in marking World Teachers Day.
Teachers play one of the most important roles in a child's life. From the first letters they write to the dreams they chase, our young people spend their most formative years with teachers, and their impact lasts a lifetime.
A special message there from Education Minister the Honourable Ralston Anglin. This year's theme was recasting teaching as a collaborative profession, highlighting the importance of teamwork, shared knowledge, and collective responsibility in strengthening education systems and supporting learners at every level. The World Teachers Day and Education Month opening church service was held on Sunday at Stake Bay Baptist Church in Cayman Brac. And Cayman's newest high school goes pink for a cause. I caught up with CF School Director Nicholas Sowerby on Friday.
It is a sea of pink out there. We have spent the day thinking about breast cancer awareness. We've tried to raise awareness. We've tried to raise money. So the kids have all been invited to come to school in pink. We've had a bake sale, which was very successful. We spent the afternoon listening to a really inspiring talk from the Brazilian rugby player, Miss Raquel, who ended the day by playing rugby on the field with our kids. And the best thing of all is we've raised $2,000 for the Breast Cancer Foundation.
That's super awesome. Now, I got to ask you, it's Bullying Awareness Month and it's Older Persons Month. Why CS focused on breast cancer awareness?
We focused on breast cancer awareness because I am very lucky to be a survivor of breast cancer. I've actually had breast cancer twice, the most recent being diagnosed in October 2024. I had a second load of surgery, chemo, radiation, and I'm doing extremely well now. I am so incredibly fortunate and I want to give back.
As someone who is personally touched by this, to see this much support, what's it like?
And it's incredible. Probably the nicest thing that happened was the kids and the teachers made a video, which was shared throughout all of the school, and the kids are totally on board. They are 100% supportive of me and other people in my position.
Breast Cancer Awareness Month activities continue today with a district clinic at the Georgetown General Practice Clinic from 10 a.m. until 12. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller.
BBC News with Emily Thomas. The French Prime Minister has resigned after just 3 weeks in the job. Sébastien Lecornu had faced criticism, including from his own ministers, for failing to make a break with policies of past governments. The chief negotiator for Hamas has met Egyptian and Qatari mediators in Cairo ahead of indirect talks with Israeli negotiators. It's thought they look to determine a date for the start of a truce. The head of the UN Agency for Refugees says bowing down to pressure to reform the Convention on Asylum would be a catastrophic error. Filippo Grandi told the agency's annual meeting that questioning the principle of asylum would have dire consequences. This year's Nobel Prize for Medicine has been awarded to 3 researchers for discoveries that explain how the immune system attacks hostile infections but not the body's own cells. The work of Americans Mary Branco and Fred Ramsdell and Shimon Sakaguchi from Japan is now being used to develop new treatments for autoimmune diseases and cancer. A court in France is hearing an appeal against the conviction of one of the 51 men found guilty of raping Gisèle Pécalot. Husamatine Dugan insists that he believed the sex was consensual. Mrs. Pécalot's husband, who's serving a 20-year sentence, had drugged her before the abuse. BBC News.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
It's me again, that old girl Gala wanting with Cayman Airways. Look here, I go in Tampa again, cause Tampa tickets are on sale and they're flying faster than fritters at a fish fry. I know one thing, I'm racking up all the Sir Turtle rewards miles I can get for even more trips with my award-winning national airline, Siona Erectly.
Book by October 8th for travel through December 15th from just $293 CI round trip, including taxes and fees. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to catch your Tampa seats on sale now.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
Pleasant good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 85 degrees. Relative humidity is 82%. The barometric pressure 29.90 inches and rising. The wind is east at 4 knots. Overnight low temperature was 81 degrees. Synopses indicate generally settled conditions are likely throughout today as a pool of drier air makes its way across the western Caribbean in the wake of a recently passed trough located across Belize. The chance of some showers still remain through today as trailing moisture lingers nearby to the west. Radar imagery show numerous showers southwest of the Cayman area moving toward the northwest. Now the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today, calling for partly sunny skies with a 30% chance of showers this afternoon, and temperatures will be in the low 90s with a heat index near 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Your winds will be east to southeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Tonight, mainly clear skies with a 20% chance of showers, and temperatures falling near the upper 70s tonight. Your winds will be east to southeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet as well. Today's high tide will occur this morning at 8:47, low tide this afternoon at 2:48, and a high tide again tonight at 8:27. The sun will set this evening at 8 minutes after 6 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:18. And the outlook is calling for similar weather conditions through tomorrow afternoon. Thereafter, a slight chance for some isolated showers persists into Wednesday night as a stationary front located north of Cuba retrogresses. And that's the very latest on your weather report.
the 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
Aunt Angie, how does it feel to have broken the bull riding world record?
Sore, Sean. That bull was angry.
Angie, I think that bull is headed towards your red convertible.
I broke the world record and he broke my car. Oh well, at least I've got CG Comprehensive Motor to cover this.
Get covered for collision, damage, and more. CG Britcay. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
Did you know that HPV, or human papillomavirus, is known to cause certain types of cancer? HPV is spread through skin-to-skin contact and easy to contract. The HPV vaccine is our best protection against HPV-related cancers. It is safe for children and youth ages 9 and up, and for those under the age of 25, all it takes is a single dose. It's time to arm against cancer, Cayman. Get the HPV vaccine today. For more information on where to get vaccinated, contact the Public Health Department on 244-2648 or 244-2889.
Attention Cayman, transform your kitchen for less with Granite Express Cayman. Skip the Christmas rush and take advantage of our year-end promotion. Offer is valid until October 31st. Refresh your space with our cabinet respray services and quartz countertops for as low as $3,950. Selected material. If you only need a countertop, prices start at $2,250. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit Granite Express Cayman today or call 922-0424 for our free estimate. Granite Express, quality stone, unbeatable prices.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Good morning. Let's check in with traffic, see what's happening on our roads. Downtown Georgetown flowing nicely on 8 Street and Shedden Road, moderate flow of traffic. Slow moving traffic on Cool Road heading to Georgetown. Expect some delays as you head on down. Further up on Shamrock Road, traffic is flowing at a moderate pace. Further down, traffic is a little steadier on the Linford-Pearson Highway. Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue flowing at a moderate pace, as well as on the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz. Coming off of the Ashley Tibbetts Highway, steady but flowing traffic, and continuing on to North Sound Road. Industrial Park area moving at a moderate pace. And that's what's happening on your roads. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12. We'll give you another look at traffic. Remember, click it or ticket.
Get ready for something sweet, spicy, and totally crave-worthy. The hot honey chicken sandwich is here, and it's bringing the heat. We've taken our tender, juicy chicken and drenched it in bold, hot honey sauce for the perfect balance of sweetness and spice. But hurry, this one's only here for a limited time. Hot honey chicken. Try it today before it's gone. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
For the past 10 years, Health City Cayman Islands has been providing a comprehensive range of in-house medical services, from routine care to highly complex surgeries. We've transformed healthcare in the region, saving thousands of lives in the process. Recognized for quality and excellence, Health City brings together expert doctors, the best technology, and the latest techniques to provide world-class healthcare to those who need it. Health City Cayman Islands, a decade of healing.
The Lions Club of Grand Cayman is proud to continue to serve our island community. The club continues to host successful community projects like the Prostate and Colon Cancer Awareness Campaign, free site screening in schools, spelling bee, swim meets, and their community pantry. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman looks forward to continuing their service for many years to come. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman, where there's a need, there's a lion, serving the community for over 50 years.
For the record, with ORRETT Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. For those of you who are just joining us, we started off the show this morning and we continue with Mr. Loxley Banks, who's a member of the Cayman Islands Veterans Association here in the Cayman Islands. We're talking about their gala that will be taking place this Saturday, the 11th of October. And during the course of that discussion, we're also talking about wars, the impact, of wars, as well. And Mr. Banks, while we seldom celebrate wars themselves, we normally celebrate the ending of those conflicts because we have seen, so much loss, of life. World War II, 50,000. When you compare that to World War I, where some 1.6 million lives, were lost, there's nothing to celebrate, about a war, but certainly to celebrate the ending of it.
Well, war, I think if you look back through history, that's been one of the constants that, if you look back at the beginning of, I guess, human existence. And it's present day, it's raging, all across the world. And I don't think that humanity has learned any lessons or very few lessons from what all the lives that have been lost due to wars. And it's when you really look back at it, it's, and of course, Caymanians have always been fierce defenders of freedom and democracy, and that has been the colliding ways of life, the freedom and the restrictions that the other side, wants to deliver on mankind. And I guess for our sake, for a lot of people's sake, it's a good thing that freedom and democracy, I think has been, we could say, more victorious, at least from our standpoint, than the other side. Because you can imagine what the other side, if they had won during World War II or even World War I, what the world would look like today. I mean, and we mentioned the period 1914, World War I. In that period, there were over 200 Cayman Islands seafarers that was listed on the U.S. Army Draft Board Register. Now, what that meant was that they could be called into the Army at any time if they came ashore. But as long as they were sailing, they had they would not be called up. And if you look back at 1914, well, that's 100 years, 110 years ago. All of at that point, probably 90% of all the movement of materials, war, hardware, troops were on sea.
Yes.
And the same thing, maybe not to as greater degree, but is not much less. That is still where all the movement happens, on the oceans. And the seafarers had what's the word you want? A deferment from serving in what was called the active army as long as they stayed out to sea. If they came ashore, I think they would allow them something like 28 days on what they call on the beach. When you came off the ocean, you went on the beach. That was just a maritime term. And the odd thing, well, not the odd thing, it was common with especially Cayman that those guys, especially during World War II, who was sailing across the oceans, and usually I was told it was on voyages anywhere from 90 to 120 days, okay? And I don't think it was as lucrative with the UK side of it, but with the US side of it, the Army Transport Service control all of that movement.
Okay.
And they were sailing under quasi, what you'd call Union rules, enemy rules. Those guys at that time was making, and this was related to me by Kirkham Ebanks. Now, Kirkham Ebanks, if anybody knows the Cayman history, his image is displayed down there on the Cayman Seafarers statue, with Captain Ali and Kirkham, his son, Captain Ali taking sights and Kirkham at the wheel.
Okay.
He sailed during that time out of San Francisco, going across anywhere from he said 90 days to 120 days. He'd come back into San Francisco and pay off. And this was 1940 through 1945. Pay off it $8,000, $10,000, $12,000.
Wow.
And I said, actually, it's one of my cousins. I said, well, what do you do with all that money? He says, Lucky, I just took my 28 days ashore, got a nice hotel room, and had a ball. I said, well, he said, no, I guess it went through my mind, but I didn't really think of, saving anything because my sort of frame of mind, I'm going back out. I probably will never get back.
Yeah.
And but that was the life of the Cayman military person. So it's such a interesting history to look at all these aspects of Caymanians in defense of freedom and democracy. It's I mean 1920 to 1945 was a very volatile period, and of course a lot of this will be put in a little different form at the Gala coming up on this Saturday evening coming up at the Marriott, where the first poppy will be given, or Her Excellency the Governor will be pinned with the first poppy, and then the poppy appeal start, and all the funds that's collected will go towards the support of the veterans, Cayman Islands veterans who need assistance from time to time.
Yeah. Now, this gala has been pretty popular. How many years now since it's been going?
I think this is about the 11th year, either the 11th or 12th year. And we're expecting that we'll probably have upwards of probably 230 people attending the gala, and from all walks of life in Cayman. It's pretty well supported. In fact, I was told that it's all taken up, subscribed to, or whatever you want to call it.
Great.
But we still probably can add a chair here and there, and if there are any veterans out there, and not necessarily if you're not in the Cayman Islands Veterans Association, but that you think you might want to attend the gala, if you give our Commandante or Cayman Islands Veterans Association President, Mr. Andrew McLaughlin, a call at 916-5317, I'm sure he will see if he can accommodate another one or two chairs somewhere in the hall.
Mm-hmm. Can you repeat that number again? Just
916-5317.
916-5317. And that's Mr. Andrew McLaughlin.
Yes.
Excellent.
Andrew, as I said before, all of the work that's done within the Veterans Association is volunteers or done by the members of the Veterans Association, late nights and early mornings and all the time, just trying to make this where we got some funds that we can assist the veterans who need assistance. Of course, the 1945 period actually would go up through the period that we'd be looking at would be 1945 through about 1990. And that was umbrellaed by the whole period called the Cold War. But of course, within that whole period, there were lots of there was at least two major conflicts and other minor conflicts. But the main one was the Korean War, which was 1950 to 1953-54. And in that war, there were Caymanians actually serving in Korea. I can remember one serviceman who was in the Korean War, Keith Yates, lived right out there in a little hamlet of Mount Pleasant. And back in those days, that was in the early 50s, we had one flight a week coming into Cayman. And it originated out of Tampa, came to Cayman, went on to Jamaica, overnighted in Jamaica, came back through Cayman next morning and back up to Tampa. And he came in one evening, he came home specifically to see his parents. Came in that evening, mid-afternoon or whatever. Mm-hmm. And next morning he was back out. And there were several occasions like that happened with Cayman veterans. Osley Ebanks, actually, Captain Ali's son, Corcom's brother, he was in the Korean War. And when he got drafted, he was on his way to a major executive position in the F.W. Woolworth Company. Now, you might, F.W. Woolworth was one of the biggest merchandisers,
Yes.
Well, he got drafted, and they told him, we can't do anything about that, but you come back here, and your position is here, and you will continue. Well, he went back to work for F.W. Woolworth when he came back, got out of the army, and I think he stayed there maybe 5, 6, 7 years. Okay. But anyway, he, I guess, like most young people, wanted to explore other things, and he became the general manager of a name that was a household name here at Cayman, Levitt's Furniture.
Okay, yeah.
You remember, I guess. Well, you remember that name?
Yep.
It was one of the biggest furniture supply in the southeastern United States, and in fact, we got it here on somewhere. Should be in our archives. I did one of the Caymanians in Action programs with him back in 1978, and he said, "Lockie, I hardly get any work done because all the Caymanians know my position here." He says, "Yeah, here there now, they're calling for me. Somebody wants to see me." Ebanks, or he said, but he took it all in good stride.
One person wanted to know about any arrangements for those persons in the BRAC who may want to attend the gala.
Well, we got a good representative in the BRAC, Mr. Sidney Ebanks, and he's taking care of that. And you folks over there in the BRAC, if this inquiry was from the BRAC, if they get in contact with Sidney, I'm sure he can point them in the right direction and see what can be done.
Sidney Ebanks.
Okay. And he's well known in Gala BRAC. He's I think a 30-year, 27-year U.S. Army veteran, Sergeant Sidney Ebanks.
Okay. All right, let's take this commercial break if Miss Susan is ready for us, and then we'll have about another 15 minutes with Mr. Loxley Banks from the Cayman Islands Veterans Association talking about their upcoming gala taking place this Saturday, the 11th of October. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the Salad Bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget, our Custom Closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Mr. Loxley Banks, who is a member of the Cayman Islands Veterans Association. We're talking about their annual gala that will take place this Saturday, the 11th of October, at the Marriott Hotel. Mr. Banks.
Of course, the annual Veterans Gala and, of course, the Poppy Appeal, which gets started with the pinning of Her Excellency the Governor on Saturday evening with the first poppy. And I mentioned that there'll be a setting on, in fact, our veteran Ebanks, Paul Ebanks from Northside, he's probably over there in the government administration building foyer setting up the display of poppies, the ceramic display of poppies, which is, if you've never seen it before, you know, it might be worth your while just to go in and peep in on it.
Now, we did say we were going to talk a little bit about the history of the poppy as well. But let me let you finish your train of thought before we go there.
Yeah, well, you know, I think we were kind of going through the period 1945 to 1990, and we mentioned the Korean War that was in that period, and then, of course, the Vietnam War was the other major conflict, which I guess, and I couldn't help but thinking, you know, we heard the news just a bit earlier that the French Prime Minister, I think, had resigned only after 3 weeks on them, you know, and that was a big debacle for the French when they went into Vietnam, and then the U.S. got involved in it, and you know what? I guess we're familiar with some of the history of that, and we'll have somebody actually who was in the Vietnam War talk a little bit, you know, give a short narrative on his experience in that period. And actually, he's a, and I think you know, I'm Truman Connolly. He is a Purple Heart winner. Was awarded Purple Heart during that conflict. So there will be you know, lots of information dispensed in the shallow process because we don't have a lot of time, and there'll just be tidbits that those people interested, you know, they can do a little bit of research work on their own and find out more. Some of the other major occasions or military operations within that Cold War period was the Operation Hardtack, which was in the Pacific. And if you want to know anything about Operation Hardtack, you can Google it. A lot of that information that was classified has now been been declassified, and that was where I spent 11 months on a little rock in the Pacific. And I told somebody was asking me about it very recently, and I said, you know, there were 9 months that I didn't see a frog tail
Some of our listeners will recognize that phrase or that word from.
They said, "Oh," I said, "Yeah," but and that was a very, very intense operation. It was a nuclear research project where we actually detonated 2 high yield, which was in the megaton nuclear devices in the atmosphere. One of them was supposed to be, well, they both were supposed to be, actually there was supposed to be 3, but we got 2 off. They were supposed to be up around 8 to 12 miles up in the stratosphere. Well, the first one malfunctioned, and it only went up 18 miles. Oh, went up, 18,000 feet, excuse me. And exploded. And it singed the hairs on our arms. And just to give you some perspective, this island was about 6,500 feet long, at the widest point, 2,500 feet wide.
Wow.
And on one end was the missile pad. A runway went down one side, taxiway on the other side. We lived in the barracks in the middle. But right next, about 500 feet to the main rock, there was a little sandbar. And if you went over there in the morning, say just as the sun was coming up, you couldn't walk for birds. Completely covered with birds. They all went out to sea during the day. Now, the closest landmass was Hawaii, which was 1,000 miles away. And in the evening, 4:30, 5:30, you could see them streaming back in. But the shot that malfunctioned killed about 80%, 85% of the birds.
Wow.
And
in this day and age, that would be an outcry, a huge outcry.
Yes. Well, the next one, we set up a sprinkler system to make sure that the other ones at least stayed cool. But the odd thing about these things, the first one, we didn't give any forward notice. And in Hawaii, which I say was 1,000 miles away, they saw this big flash, and everybody panicked. All of the communication things locked up because they thought it was another, this would have been 1958, merely 12 years after the
Hiroshima and
The next one, which happened about 12 days later, we said, okay, let's give them, about 8 to 10 hours notice. We did that, and they had gridlock. Everybody was trying to get to the beaches to view this spectacular thing that was going to happen in the stratosphere. So I still keep in contact with one of my good buddies from that we were together at the communication station and the radio station, and he's had some health problems. I say over the recent 5-6 years, and most people know that I've had some health problems over the last 18 months, and we're trying to dig back because we get
could be related to that.
We get correspondence all throughout the thing. There was not enough evidence to designate that there was enough. But let me tell you, the heat that
emanated from that
was like if this building was afire and you were walking you were trying to run through from one end to the other. So it's Caymanians have been involved in so many operations. We call it operations in defense of freedom and democracy. And talking about that during that Cold War period, there was a big stare down out in the middle of the Atlantic of two, a Russian warship and a Caymanian and a U.S. warship.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the major incidents. A Caymanian was on board that U.S. warship.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he told me, he said, we were headed for each other and we passed close enough. He said, I could have threw a grape across on the deck of the other one.
Wow.
I said, well, who laughed? He said, I guess we both laughed. So, Cayman military experience history is a really rich aspect of the Caymanian heritage and culture, and it's still going on today. There are quite a number of Caymanians still serving in especially the U.S. forces, and there may be some in the UK forces also, but mainly in the U.S. forces, and it's been that way over the years. And that would kind of take us to 1990, and then the next period would be, of course, 1990 through present day, and most people, I think, is familiar with what occurred or have happened during that period with the Gulf Wars and the Iraqi War and the Afghanistan War, and and there'll be at the Gala, there'll be some folks just giving a brief, as we call it, Chalamello narrative of their experience during those occasions.
And last year, we had the presence of Mr. Truman Connor,
yes,
right here,
Yes, and we're hoping that he will also be there.
Okay.
To do a little thing on the Vietnam War, which we know that he was very much involved with. So it's going to be a very interesting evening, and maybe we may try to have it recorded that it can be set aside.
So you normally would have a guest speaker for the event as well. Have you ever brought anyone from overseas?
Yes,
guest speaker.
Yes. I guess it was two. We've had several high-ranking people from the UK services and also the US services speak to us. And about 4 years ago, we brought back a lady named Carly Vandero, I think was her last name at the time, who had recently, at that time, retired from the U.S. Army Special Services, 22 years. She was the great-granddaughter of, I mentioned her, the names that was on the U.S. draft register during 1914, that war. She was the great-granddaughter of a gentleman on that list, Martin D.E. Banks.
Okay.
And now to give a little more perspective to it, Martin D.E. Banks was the grandfather of John Mitch.
Okay.
You know, the musical.
Yes,
yeah. And then there was some other names, familiar names on there that we can sort of connect up with. Reynold Hides, who was the father of Gary Hides, one of the senior pilots that I think he's still at Cayman Airways. He's been there, I guess that's where he started. That's where who was his father? So it's it's an interesting period. Well, it's still going on, as I say. The Cayman military experience history.
Yeah. So before we close off, let's remind, even though basically the event has been sold out, but you said it may be able to squeeze a few more in there. So let's pass on that information, relevant information in terms of contact.
Any veteran out there that maybe think they would like to attend, if they get in contact with Andrew McLaughlin at 916-5317, and he may be able to squeeze another one or two chairs in. And for the folks that called in from the BRAC, Sidney Ebanks, I don't have his, but everybody in the BRAC should know Sidney. Shouldn't be any problem getting in contact with Sidney over there on the BRAC. And the Poppy Appeal will get started on Saturday evening, and there'll be opportunities all over the island for people to contribute to the Poppy Appeal.
Okay, and before we go to our commercial break. So the history and significance of the poppy's journey, and I'm reading this, the poppy's journey from the battlefield to the symbol of remembrance is a testament to the resilience and spirit of the human race. Its history is deeply intertwined with the First World War, where it became a symbol of hope and remembrance. The poppy's significance extends beyond its physical presence, representing the enduring memory of those who have lost their lives in war. It is a reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring nature of memory. The poppy's appeal continues to be a powerful tool for the fundraising and awareness, serving as a symbol of support for the armed forces community and a call to action for peace and remembrance as well. And that's coming from the Royal British Legion. They have written that. We also see here where it talks about a remembrance. Poppy is an artificial flower, worn in some countries to commemorate their military personnel who died in war. Remembrance poppies are produced by veterans associations, which exchange, there's a little bit more to this, produced by veterans associations, which exchange the poppies for charitable donations used to give financial, social, and emotional support to members and veterans of the armed forces. So if you see someone selling a poppy or any location, please contribute to it. You may not know the significance of it at the moment, but it goes a long way in helping those persons who served and sacrificed.
We don't actually sell them, as you know. We used to give them away if they couldn't
give a contribution.
But associated with all of what you read there, it's the poem In Flanders Field, which I'm sure that you probably do. You remember it? In Flanders Field, the poppies grow between the crosses, row and row, and I'm sure you had to learn it when you was in school. And
yes.
I wonder if within the school system, if that is still, as a symbol of really what we talked about here this morning. But that's just a thought.
Yep. Mr. Banks, thank you. Thank you very much. Wish you and your organization, all the best. And again, thankful for all that you do to keep the memories of those persons who made the ultimate sacrifice to keep their memories alive as well. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, the phone lines will be open. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Storms bring wind, rain, and unexpected costs to buy supplies, secure your home, or make minor repairs. Incidental expenses not covered by insurance. Until now, with Cineco's parametric coverage, you get automatic payouts within 2 to 3 weeks of a Category 3 or stronger hurricane, whether or not you have damage. Available only through Cineco's homeowners insurance. Visit Cineco.ky to get a quote today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
It's me again, that old gal Gala wantin' with Cayman Airways. Looky ya, I go in Tampa again, cause Tampa tickets are on sale and they're flying faster than fritters at a fish fry. I know one thing, I'm racking up all the Sir Turtle rewards miles I can get for even more trips with my award-winning national airline, Siona Erectly.
Book by October 8th for travel through December 15th from just $293 CI round trip, including taxes and fees. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to catch your Tampa seats on sale now.
For the Record with ORRETT Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Very inspiring chat with Mr. Loxley Banks, and of course reminding everyone about the Veterans Gala taking place on the 11th at the Marriott Hotel. Basically sold out, but they may be able to squeeze in a few more seats in there as well. So you heard him talk about In Flanders Field. In Flanders Field is a war poem in the form of a rondeau written during the First World War by Canadian physician Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae. He was inspired to write it on May the 3rd, 1915, after presiding over the funeral of a friend and fellow soldier, Lieutenant Alexis Helmer, who died in the Second Battle of Ypres. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. According to legend, fellow soldiers retrieved the poem after McCrae, initially dissatisfied with his work, discarded it. In Flanders Field was first published on December the 8th of that year in the London magazine Punch. Flanders Field is a common English name for the World War battlefields in Belgium and France. Let me find the poem for you now. It says, in Flanders Field, the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the larks still bravely singing, fly scarce heard amidst the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago, we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Field. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold in high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Field. So, war is not a nice thing. Many people suffer during, and, well, some people suffer before, which may have resulted in war. They suffer during, and they continue to suffer after. So the Cayman Islands Veterans Association, they are doing their part now for those who remain amongst us and trying to mitigate or to reduce their suffering as well. Let's look at some of the headlines in our local newspapers today that may be the subject of conversation for the next hour right here on For the Record. We see the Compass, Cayman Compass, turns 60. Happy birthday to the Cayman Compass. I must say that when it comes to printed news now, the quality of their stories and the breadth and depth of the reporting has improved significantly. And their research shows what we receive in terms of articles show that they do a lot of research in as well. So we see from the publisher's desk, Compass turns 60. There's another story about the Cayman neurologist warns of looming dementia crisis. That is something to talk about as we get older, and some of the things that we can do to try to ward off the whole issue of dementia. Paddler circumnavigates Grand Cayman in Guinness World Record attempt. Another article, don't run from survey interviewers urges ESO. Yeah, we know that lots of people don't want to participate in surveys. At one point in time when immigration enforcement was famous or infamous, one of the excuses, the reasons given that people didn't want to participate in the survey because they felt, if they had illegals living in the house or something, that's what they were there for, to try to locate them. That was the excuse then. Another article, Cayman Hospital targets prostate cancer. Let's look at the first article and see what the Cayman Compass is saying about themselves. Says today marks an important date in Cayman history and a momentous milestone in our journey. 60 years since our first issue of the national newspaper. We celebrate this anniversary October the 6th. I want to take a moment to reflect on what this means. I'm reading from the article now. Not just for us as an organization, but for the communities we serve and the people who make our work possible. Today, our news reaches every corner of Cayman across every media platform, newspaper, television, radio, streaming, digital, social media, and magazines, and reaches far beyond our shores to render viewers and listeners in more than 50 countries. Then it talks about our readers. It talks about our Compass team, past and present. Let's look at that and see some of the names that they said. This moment belongs to you, every reporter, editor, broadcaster, photographer, designer, producer, printer, and team member behind the scenes. Your dedication is the reason we have reached this milestone. Your passion for truth, your pursuit of excellence, and your resilience in our ever-changing media landscape continues to inspire. I'm looking to see if they call any names in relation to that. No, I don't see any names here, like the legendary Miss Carol Winker and others. Don't see a whole lot here in terms of names, but we will see this their first publication that was out there? The 6th of, trying to enlarge that. It looks like it was the 6th of October. Yes, 6th of October 19. That is blurred. I'll try to find it later. Your assembly report, and it shows, yes, 1965, and it shows Helen Thompson in a photograph here. Talks about developments planned as well. Folks, I believe we do have a caller, but we're going to go to our 9 o'clock news first, our headline news. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
There's a planned outage underway in Little Cayman. Island Energy says the island could be dark through 12 p.m. today as line crews upgrade 3 poles. For more information, you can check them out on Facebook. In international news, Israel says it has deported Greta Thunberg and 170 other activists detained when a flotilla trying to deliver aid to Gaza was intercepted. Around 470 people were aboard more than 40 civilian boats when the global Samud flotilla was intercepted by Israel last week. Some members of the flotilla who have already been deported have claimed to have been mistreated while in Israeli detention. On a post on X, the Israeli Foreign Ministry called the flotilla a, quote, PR stunt and said all those detained have had their legal rights upheld and accuses them of, quote, spreading lies. And a U.S. federal judge has temporarily blocked the Trump administration from deploying National Guard troops from Texas and California to Portland, Oregon. The decision late on Sunday comes after the same court denied Trump's attempt to deploy Oregon's own National Guard members to Portland. Portland is the latest Democratic-led city targeted as part of the president's attempt to address what he says is, quote, out-of-control crime amid protests over his administration's immigration enforcement. Those are your headlines. I'm Carsley Fuller.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
For the record, with ORRETT Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We do have a caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Are you hearing me? No one there, Miss Susan. I thought I heard a little feedback just now. We're going to try to, if you're calling on a WhatsApp number, caller, we're going to try to figure this all out so that we can connect with you. Otherwise, the other option would be if you're calling from a phone number, you use their toll-free number, which is 1-800-534-8255. 1-800-534-8255 or 949-8037, 949-6990 as well. So on the first issue of the Caymanian Compass on the 6th of October, 1965. It would be interesting. Maybe I'll ask Miss Susan if she can Google this as well. What day of the week was the 6th of October, 1965? Would it have been on a Monday as well? That would be interesting. So it showed a photograph of Miss Cayman, 1965. Miss Helen Thompson, who spent a very enjoyable vacation in Jamaica as a result of winning the competition. And then introducing the new Caymanian, it says that the ex-staff, that is the former staff of the Trade Winds, my favorite newspaper, Trade Winds newspaper, now reassemble to present your new popular weekly, which will be published every Wednesday. So it's quite possible then that the 6th of October, 1965 was on a Wednesday. Says this first souvenir issue has been distributed far and wide and will, we trust, bring in many subscriptions. We feel like singing in the words of the old English music hall song. Here we are again, happy as can be, all good pals and jolly good company. Says now we are all back on the job, but in a new home. So the Compass, Caymanian Compass, started after the Trade Winds newspaper ceased publication. Says now we are all back on the job, but in a new home. You will find our office and printing shop located in the building belonging to Mr. Fossey Arch, which was formerly used as the Truth for Youth School just at the rear of the church. Please call in and see us at any time. So Compass office then was located in the building that was owned by Mr. Fossey Arch, and that was the former Truth for Youth School. Goes on to say that, remember, we can be of service to you in the field of advertising, both display and classified. Copies of our rate sheet for display ads are now available from the office, and the rate is for classified ad is 1 shilling and 6 pence. 1 shilling and 6 pence per line. We are also at your service for all jobs printing at extremely reasonable prices. Be sure to buy your copy of the Caymanian Weekly every Wednesday or become a subscriber by filling in the coupon page 2 on page 2. Get your friends overseas to do the same. And let me tell you, that paper circulated, overseas like hotcakes as well. It was called the Caymanian Weekly, at that time, which later, I guess, became the Compass, Caymanian Weekly, following the Trade Winds newspaper as well. I have lots of things to share with you this morning. Some things are very important. Some of you may say, well, this one isn't all that important because Some people view these types of vehicles as road nuisances. But the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, they have issued an advisory on the theft of e-bikes and scooters. And it says that police have responded to multiple reports of stolen electric bikes, e-bikes, and scooters over the past few weeks, including several stolen e-bikes which were recovered at a residential property in Georgetown. Police are advising the public of steps they can take to avoid being a victim of such thefts or to assist with making it easier for any such stolen items to be recovered. Now, I'm going to pause there for a second because this may be a good opportunity for those people who have the ability, to put tracking devices on your e-bikes. Where you can track the movement, you can see, get a reasonable idea as to where they're located as well. That would certainly help in the cause. And it says here, invest in bike locks and other security systems. E-bikes and scooters are light and can be easily relocated. Attaching them to solid stationary structures using a security lock, U-lock, or chain lock is often enough to prevent thieves from making off with them. Other security systems available include battery locks, which prevent the battery from being used if it is stolen, motion alarms, which can alert you or people nearby if someone is tampering with your e-bike, and location tracker that I spoke about earlier, location tracker tags, which can be used to track your item in the event it is taken. You should also practice general theft prevention strategies, such as investing in CCTV for your property, ensuring your property is well lit, keeping the e-bike in a busy location that is easily visible to you, as opposed to an isolated one, and varying the location where you generally store your e-bike. Always record serial numbers once you have purchased or received a new e-bike or scooter. This makes it easier to trace your property if it is stolen. Document any specific identifying features of your property by taking photos of your property in its current condition. Contact the police right away in the event that such an item is stolen by calling 911 or contacting your nearest police station. Let's continue to work together on our mission to make the Cayman Islands safer. I believe what would have been useful in all of this as well, and this is basically while the focus is on protecting your bike, e-bike or scooter, would also be, as far as the e-bikes are concerned, when they are being charged, that it should be done in a safe manner as well. We have seen in other jurisdictions, I'm not sure whether or not it has occurred in the Cayman Islands yet, but fires are being started as a result of overcharging and faulty chargers, as well. So that is another caution that needs to be circulated to the users and owners of e-bikes and scooters as well. When we return, we're going to go to a commercial break. When we return, I will share with you what the Ministry of Education and Training, as well as the Department of Education Services, have put out in relation to what they're doing to ensure continued school safety amid an investigation that is taking place. Please stay tuned For the Record. We'll be back shortly.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
For the Record with ORRETT Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. I'm your host, ORRETT Connor. A little bit of housekeeping. We're encouraging our callers, those of you who may be attempting to call on our WhatsApp number, please call 949-6990. We're still trying to work out the bugs with our WhatsApp number in the meantime. So please call us 949-6990. And of course, if you're using if you're a Flow subscriber, you can call us on our toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. But tell you what, try that WhatsApp number now, 925-3261. Let's see if it's working. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Education and Training and the Department of Education Services continue to collaborate with the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service to ensure school safety amid investigation. The Ministry of Education and Training and the Department of Educational Service continue to work closely with the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service as part of its ongoing investigation into reports that a student allegedly brought a weapon to the Clifton Hunter High School on the 25th of September of this year. The safety and well-being, this is a quote now, the safety and well-being of our students and staff are our top priorities, and we take a zero-tolerance approach to any threat to school safety. Those are the words of Director of the Department of Education Services, Mr. Mark Ray. We understand this situation may be concerning for the school community, and we want to assure parents and the wider public that the Department of Education Services, together with the ministry, is committed to supporting affected students and staff and keeping our schools secure. The DES will continue to provide counseling support for students and staff where needed and partner with the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service to safeguard staff and students. Specifically, the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service will continue their investigation into the matter and continue to have an increased officer presence on the school campus. In reaffirming its partnership and ongoing support for the education community, Chief Superintendent Brad Ebanks with the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service stated, and I quote, "We would like to reaffirm that the police continue to investigate this matter and that the safety and well-being of our children remain our top priority. As such, we have put safety measures in place to support the security of the Clifton Hunter High School, and we intend to leave no stone unturned to ensure that this situation is resolved so that the children, staff, and parents of this school can feel confident that they are in a safe learning environment." The ministry and DES thank parents, students, and staff for their continued trust, cooperation, and patience. Our effort remains focused on ensuring that Cayman schools are safe, supportive spaces where students can learn and thrive. And it ends there. We're going to try that WhatsApp line now. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. We're trying the WhatsApp caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Nada, nothing at all. Okay, no problem. So, folks, I shared with you the publication, Tradewind, the Caymanian Weekly newspaper, the 6th of October, 1965. 1 year before that, the 6th of October, 1966, the Tradewinds newspaper was still in publication. And on their front page, what did they have? BWIA cooperates, and that article spoke to the fact that BWIA were talking about cutting the number of flights in and out of Grand Cayman, and had to have some negotiations with them, and that was resolved. Another story, this would be the Scotia Trust. Trust company opens new offices. They opened their offices, I believe it might have been in, was it in the Barclays? In the Selkirk R.S. Watler building, Selkirk Watler building. For those of you joining come latelys, that would be now where the North Terminal is located. The building is no longer there. That's where the North Terminal is now. Other news in the Tradewinds newspaper, 6th of October, 1966. Inez may hit us, not us, may hit the U.S. Gulf Coast. Then there was an editorial about the BWIA saga, and it's I'll share one paragraph with you. It says, while BWIA does not have the greatest reputation in the world for running an efficient airline on schedule, they do have a fine safety record while providing service along the far-flung islands of the Caribbean. And it should not be forgotten that delays in the airline business are very often the result of putting passengers' safety first. Nor should it be overlooked that economics are a prime consideration in that or any other business. Service must be kept within the bounds of economic feasibility. So that editorial was referring to the whole saga with BWIA and getting them not to reduce their service to the Cayman Islands. Let's see what else. In 1966, the West Bay News, and of course, the reporter in West Bay at that time was Miss Ardith Smith. And I believe when it transitioned over to the Caymanian Weekly, Miss Leela Yates then became the reporter for West Bay, and it showed a picture of Mr. and Mrs. Olney Wood of Texas and their children as well. It also showed a picture of Miss Charmaine celebrating her 4th birthday on October the 3rd. She's the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Avon Ebanks of West Bay. Then there was some court news in the newspaper as well. There was a story about the Evening Institute. You heard me talk about that before, where the Evening Institute run by teacher Macfield. Mr. Ricketts was involved in that, as well, given evening classes. And we had many Caymanians who graduated from the hotel training part of that, who then went on, of course, to be employed by the Hotel Association. There's an article about ship sailors and the sea that talks about a regatta that was the 3rd annual regatta to be held in Georgetown as well. And another story about Hatzfaltic Head being here. Of course, Hatzfaltic and McAlpine became the 2 major contractors, on the island. Of course, we had our local contractors here. You heard Mr. Tom Abarton talking about, his company. You heard me talk about Mr. Will Wallace Barton. You heard me talk about Mr. Brown. So many other contractors, as well in the Cayman Islands. But these were the big boys who were doing the big buildings, even though we had people like Mr. Jimmy Powell, who did a lot of the condos for the Butler brothers here in Cayman and on the West Bay stretch, as well. There's a photograph here of the a ship called the Patagonia, and some story about the gold field as well. What else did the Trade Winds newspaper in October the 6th, 1965 have? 66 I have. Women's page, big earrings being the latest style. Cuban refugees. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Of course, they had a profile also. And again, older Caymanians will know this. There was a profile of Mr. and Mrs. Muse, who became business persons in Cayman as well. Let's see what they said about refugees during that time. Of course, I remember out in Hogstye Bay, in what was called the Little Dock. We call it the Little Dock. I believe it was also called Marin's Dock, because the Marins owned that. They used to have the Cuban boats there. We'd go on board and jump off to swim in Hogstye Bay. As well, it says here, the young refugees who escaped recently from Cuba in a 38-foot fishing boat. Those days they came in big fishing boats, folks, not the little rinkety-jinkety ones that we see today, where some people say there's no way that they could have traveled from Cuba in those, and many still believe that some sort of mothership is dropping them off close to the islands, and then they're finding their way here. But anyway, The young Cuban refugees who escaped recently from Cuba in a 38-foot fishing boat charged that life in Castro's Cuba means little more than slavery for young men. They said young men are forced into obligatory military service for 3 years, and the army hitch means nothing more than 3 years at hard labor. It's a conscripted workforce, said one of the 12 refugees. There are very few of us who actually see military duty. It's slavery, nothing else, another spokesman for the group said. They also said the general situation in Cuba is extremely bad and that there is a drastic shortage of food and clothing, as well as unemployment and poverty. The refugees escaped in their 9-ton boat, which belongs to the Cuban government, fisheries cooperative, on September the 17th, and landed 3 days later at Little Cayman. Through a compass error, they said they actually were bound for Grand Cayman. Our government chartered the Caymanac, owned by the Southern Cross Club at Little Cayman, and transported the group to Grand Cayman for immigration processing. Chief of Immigration R.S. Besant said the young men, who range in age from 16 to 25, will be treated as refugees. They have been given lodging in Georgetown and were inoculated for smallpox at the government hospital last Tuesday week. Chief Besant said the refugees will soon be transported to Kingston, Jamaica, where the Catholic Mission will care for them. We're going to take a commercial break. I'm going to share more of this with you because it sheds light on how refugees were treated when they arrived in the Cayman Islands in the 1960s. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget. Our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
It's me again, that old gal Gala wantin' with Cayman Airways. Looky ya, I go in Tampa again, cause Tampa tickets are on sale and they're flying faster than fritters at a fish fry. I know one thing, I'm racking up all the Sir Turtle Rewards miles I can get for even more trips with my award-winning national airline, Siona Erectly.
Book by October 8th for travel through December 15th from just $293 CI round trip, including taxes and fees. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to catch your Tampa seats on sale now.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
with ORRETT Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio. Toll-free number 1-800-534-8255. WhatsApp number, is it working now, Miss Susan? Should be working as well, 925-3261. Let's grab our first caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. O.C.
Hey, good morning, good morning. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. And you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Oh, good. I have two concerns that I'll talk about.
Okay.
First one is I have a traffic accident on the road. It's no one clean up the debris. It stated till the guys that go once a year pick it up or something. I think that the police should liaise with public NRA, or because their police don't do it no more. They used to do it years ago. And charge the person that is in the wrong with that fee. Because it looked bad, and you have vehicles that are in accident, and they're along the road, they start to strip them and things. You know, it's like nobody concerned about the island, and they're talking about garbage. You know, they need to do something with that. It's really eyesore.
You think, caller, do you think it might be an excellent idea for someone to put a written proposal to government, just like how you have the tow trucks that they call to pick up the disabled vehicles, for someone to say, you know, I have a company, we will, I will go out there and clean up after an accident. You call me, 24 hours a day service. You call me, and I will go and clean up afterwards. If the NRA or the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service doesn't want to do it, a good business opportunity for someone. I may even think about it, take it up myself.
Yes, that's a good idea too. You know, once it gets cleaned up, that's all that matter. You know, and it's the next one because it looked like to me the politician we vote in there, they only concerned about anything that proposed for us to fight against it, right? I see for years we've been talking about these, they call them now, they that go around cleaning your yard.
Landscaping companies, yeah.
Blowing the stuff in the road. Like it's a third world country. If it were Cayman doing it, it would have a law in place done. And it's so simple, you know, that they can put it there just like the garbage that people throwing up. People have white name dash cam. They record it, carry it in. They're charging these people $500 or $2,000. Give the person $200 or something and report it in. And they don't have police that part of it. Understand? But people gonna be afraid that is this carrying back. We might have dash cam. They don't know where they go or not. But the landscaping, definitely they need to do something with it. It's ridiculous. So no way in the world you go and see it except Cayman.
Yep.
And they don't even stop when you crossing. They just keep blowing. Someone will stop, but then it's still not a way to do it. Blow it in the person's yard. Pick it up in the yard. And simple, you know. Caymanians are feeding chicken, they run fast and put a log in it. I want them run fast and put a log in this blowing the stuff in the road.
Yes, I agree.
That's my two concerns.
Thank you very much for that. Yeah, I mean, there's I won't call the name of the residence, but there's a residence on Sports Street, or should I say Tom Jackson Lane, because I keep promoting the fact that should be called Tom Jackson Lane. It should revert back to its original name. But there's a particular residence there where whenever the landscaping is being done, one of the guys is out there in the road with a blower. The other dangerous part of it is that when they're operating those blowers on the road, there's no type of safety cone or warning cone that is put out there to try to protect them from the drivers, as they're, crossing as well. None whatsoever. But, people keep talking about it, but nothing, is being done, about it as well. Enforcement is so important. Any other caller on hold, Ms. Susan? One coming in while that call comes in. Meanwhile, so we see that when refugees arrived in Cayman in 1966, they were inoculated for smallpox at the government hospital. But not only that, they were then transported to Jamaica because the Catholic mission over there would care for them. It goes on to say that the refugees hope eventually to be taken to the United States, where Miami has become the Mecca for displaced Cubans. The United States is their second home now. They have opened their arms and their hearts to us, a Cuban spokesman said. Included in the accompanying photograph are 8 of the young escapees. Their names are, those days we even published their names in paper. That would be uncalled for this day and age. We wouldn't do that because you want to at least protect them if they are really fleeing persecution as well. So says they also had a unanimous message for the people of the Cayman Islands. We want to express our gratitude to the government and to your people for a wonderful treatment here. Muchas gracias, amigos. This day and age, they are not so grateful. They're basically more concerned. No, I can't say that because of certain things. Let's grab our callers. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning.
Hey, morning. How are you?
Aye, boy. Well, see, I tell you something, really. Sometimes when I read some things and then I I got a saying sometimes when I feel depressed that I wish I was a cockroach and a rooster at that, man. But, I might be more valuable, at least I'd make life go on for something. No, see, I'm a activist, or what you want you call it, for my people. Stand up for my people, and not in many ways, everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But with the marijuana thing, I run on politics for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I read an article in the Compass or one of the news outlets, right?
Mm-hmm.
A gentleman from Canada came in to the Cayman Islands with marijuana. Now, he has a medical card for it. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
But it is the raw form of marijuana. And anytime you import marijuana in any form, gummies, oil, whatever, as it is now, it's illegal, right?
Right.
Good. Now, this gentleman had his card, had the marijuana, everything. Now, this gentleman came in, like I tell you, well, let's put it, he came in today, and the next day, he was in court, or the day after that. Now, I'm on bail now for 6 weeks for smoking some marijuana and a little bit of marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
But remember now, I'm a Caymanian, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, when the gentleman went to court, you know what the judge done? Throwed it out. Oh, see, she didn't charge him $1,
Mm-hmm.
She just dumped the case. Now, I am wondering if I could be so fortunate to go in front of that judge, because I can explain the word simple. I got a marijuana. I take that sometime for the pain thing, and it helps. But I rather smoke the weed, because you got a lot. Well, all over Canada and every place, you can get the oil like how we get to, But a lot of people want the raw flour because it's not processed at all. When you extract in the oil out of a flour, see, it has to go through a process. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, now you tell me something now. How, I mean, you can't understand how I feel because me and you is on different pages. But something that I've been in trouble with all of my life, that I campaigned for, that we finally took it to the polls. We should have medicinal marijuana growing here from 10 years ago. Not 10 years. 6 months after Alden passed the law, it should have been in process from then.
Mm-hmm. But as far as your case is concerned, again, your lawyer has a good argument to put forward because, common law is all about precedents as well, right? And the precedent has been set, to a certain extent with the case that you have referred to. So hopefully your lawyer will use that.
Look here.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't need a lawyer for this case because I going to plead. Well, I will plead guilty that I have it. If it goes to, but I want to find out now what are you going to do me as a local 6 to 7 year old man. What am I going to do me in my country? But remember, one of the biggest things against drugs in any country, right, is importation.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Importation and possession with intent to supply. So the man don't have that.
Okay.
But he imported it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so keep us posted. Keep us posted in terms, of what when your case is resolved, so we can compare and contrast what's taking place. We have 2 more callers that we want to grab, and we have less than 15 minutes and a commercial break. So I'm going to ask you to leave us there. Take a commercial break. When we return, we're going to take those last 2 callers. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
When a hurricane hits, unexpected costs can add up fast. Homeowners are usually out of pocket for these costs to get supplies or make minor repairs. But with Cineco's parametric coverage, you get automatic payouts within 2 to 3 weeks after a Category 3 or stronger storm, whether or not you have damage. Available only through Cineco Homeowners Insurance. Call 949-8101 or visit Cineco.ky for a quote. That's Cineco.ky to get a quote today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. Don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
For the Record with ORRETT Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have 3 callers on hold. We're going to try to accommodate all 3 in 10 minutes. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Moderator. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Some of your previous callers talking about, these blowers and that sort of thing. It really grieves my spirit to see how these intruders, is what I call them, come into the island, has no regard for God or man. They're working 7 days a week, no time to rest, disturbing people with their heavy equipment. I mean, what's going on here? Then we talking about, religion and let's for example, OC, let's take Sunday out of the thing. Let's say we're not Sunday keeper, but our ancestors passed down to us. Sunday was a day of sacredness, rest, peaceful, and that's it. Now, there's so much going on Sunday. They do more what I call undesirable work into this island on Sunday than any other day. Another step I want to say is about the environment. When you see garbage containers, plastic bags, all sorts of things into this island, it's just one big garbage heap, not just Mount Trashmore, but all over the place. What we got the people in charge, what are they doing? The people that I see that is trying to help is the poor guys and the garbage truck. They do their best to try to accommodate and take all the garbage and dump it, but that's beside the point. There should be enforcement that if you not got your garbage disposed properly, then you will get a fine. That's how it goes. But everybody in their own little cozy corner and don't care what's going on. They put the poor guys outside. It's just one big mess.
Mm-hmm.
So I know time is not on my side, but it's really disgusting to see what's going on in this little island.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, caller, for that. Let's grab the WhatsApp caller now. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Yeah, that WhatsApp's still not working. Let's grab our landline caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Landline caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yes, good morning, OC.
Hey, good morning, good morning. Long time no hear.
Yeah, man. Sometimes, some days I say I go call OC today. I go call it something just sort of pops up and, you get tied up in one thing to the next. But,
yep. Understood. How's the staff doing up there? How's your staff?
They're doing pretty good.
Okay.
What I'm calling you about was back in the day, when I got the messenger job at Barclays, because you informed me that they were looking for a messenger. You remember?
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and OC, when I look back at where I started, and where I am at today, Cayman have really, really, really changed a lot, And one of these days, some people will come to the reality that this operation or what have attracted the Cayman Islands so much was what was happening and the people that really stayed behind to try to build the Cayman Islands. And when I really think back and look back at some of the people that really started good businesses that are still in operation today, it really sort of enlightens your mind on on how the Cayman Islands reached this far. But also, I remember that when the Caymanian Weekly came up, you remember that?
Yes, yep. Mm-hmm.
And I had a messenger job with Barclays Bank. And those days, you had to take letters on bicycles to different offices or establishments.
Right.
And it was something that sort of got me involved with the paper. I was delivering a envelope to the barber in town, Mr. Borden, right? big. And the editor, Mr. Billy Borden, you know, he seen me and he said, Moxham, how are they paying you at Barclays Bank to ride around this bicycle and give out letters? I said, well, I'm getting £6 a week. And I got a bicycle and they provide uniforms and everything for me, shoes and necktie and the whole work.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you know, I can double that pay that you getting at the bank. I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, what are they paying you? I said, well, they're paying me £7 a week and they furnish all the uniforms and things like that. He said, man, I can double that for you. And I said, wow. Well, I mean, I just got my license because I got my license in a bank manager car,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
And anytime he was going out to some cocktail party, he would say, Mark, something you want to make an extra £1 or extra £2? I said, sure, why not? He said, well, when you finish your work this evening, I need you to come up by the house and clean the car for me, and you'll get something extra for that because he's going to pay me out of like his pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, me tell you something, OC, the manager's secretary got that I would do this kind of thing. I got her as a customer. Now I'm working in the place, and I got the bank manager car, and I got her car, you know? And those days, I mean, you were glad to drive other people's car.
Oh,
I mean,
of course.
come on,
Of course. That was a you'd probably clean them for free just to get to drive them. That's what we used to do at Mango Tree, gas station.
So, what really got me anxious into Barclays was that when it was time for me to get the license, they would give me the manager card to have somebody go to the police station.
Mm-hmm.
And this would have been you had to make an appointment a week in advance after you reach your 17th birthday, you know?
Right.
And I was 17 on the 22nd, and you could only make the appointment like within a week after your birthday.
Yeah.
So I got my license on the 29th of September in the manager's car. And by the whole new world opened up when I got the license, because it was about 3 or 4 people that I had a deal with them to clean their car.
Mm-hmm.
Not less than £1, and some people would give you £1.10. You know, some people say, well, that wasn't much money, but that was plenty of money.
Oh, in those days, yeah, yes.
You know? And let me tell you something, another man that really I remember that helped me out was Mr. Ashford Patton with the rally bicycle.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
yes, yeah.
And he said to me, he said, Mark, so you can get one of these, you know, every time you get a paycheck or from the bank.
You pay down on it, yep.
Right, man. Oh, see, you know, Cayman have really, really changed, you know.
Mm-hmm,
and when I look back at those days, my old man operated a bakery. My older brother was going on the north end of town, and I was going on the south end of town. And you remember football and all like that used to take place in this South Church Street area.
Yep. It was all more, everything was so personal, you know, one-to-one and extremely personal. Your word was your bond those days as well.
Exactly. My first pair of Wranglers that I got from Mr. Shirley.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to call me a nickname, and I won't want to repeat it. He said, you know, you can get one of these Wranglers, you know. I said, yeah. He said, yeah, well, every time you somebody give you $1 shilling, he said, bring a shilling to me and pay down on it. Man, I had over here must have said like about 3 or 4 shillings. It was on a Saturday evening, and he said, Len, you know, you can get the Angler this evening, even though you still owe me a couple, you know, shillings.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever. And well, see, I was so grateful and I was so thankful that evening I was willing to do anything for that old man, Mr. Shirley.
Shirley McPhail, yes, yeah.
Your God, man, you know. And when we look back at where we came from to where we are today, the Cayman Islands have really, really, really changed a lot.
Yeah.
You know, with some of the attitudes and the way that people come here. Because they're here and they have a job, they have like more rights than us.
Yep.
You understand?
Yeah.
And that is so clear. I can see it so clearly. Some places I go in the way how people are treated in certain establishments. I mean, it's not beyond ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. And Lord Len, okay, I'm going to give you an opportunity to wrap up real quickly because I got to go off now. But
well, I tell you the truth. I'm proud of Radio Cayman. I'm proud to know that we have one of us.
Thank you.
On the radio, you know. You know, it makes me feel good to be able to call in and talk with somebody that know about the same areas or whatever subjects or what have you, you know.
Yep. I enjoy the conversations as well. I really enjoy them.
I know, man. I know, and I wish I could call more times than what I really do, but you know how it is.
No, we understand. Okay. Lord Len, thank you. Thank you very much. I want to thank all of those persons who called in as well. And I want to apologize for anyone who may have been hanging on. But all the calls started to come in, within 15 minutes when the show was almost over. Before that, of course, I was sharing a lot of information with you as well. So the secret is don't wait until the last minute to call in. Call in early, and you get an opportunity then to convey your messages as well. Folks, don't forget to join Mr. Charles Glidden at 12:15 for Talk Today. Have a great day, and as usual, we ask the good Lord to continue to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Doctor's Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. JN Money, from abroad to Yad. And Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.